The bottom line is, though, Bets, we won.
Right.
You take it and you move on, and you just think about what's coming up next. We'll have more on that throughout the hour, believe me. In the meantime, welcome to What's New. Thanks so much for watching with Betsy Kling. I'm Jay Crawford. Happy Monday to everyone at home, and Betsy, to you as well. Hope you had a great weekend.
You did, certainly. Lots going on today. Of course, Baker Mayfield just spoke about his performance yesterday. We're going to go to all of that in just a minute, but first, we have some breaking news to tell you about from Geauga County. A horrible crash today there that killed 5 people and sent 3 to the hospital. It happened in Newbury Township, and police are trying to piece together what happened. January Keaton has the latest.
Here's what's left of the vehicles involved in a deadly crash in Newbury Township. It happened around 11 this morning on Route 44, just north of State Route 87.
The southbound van traveled left to center, striking the semi head-on.
Police say a commercial semi-truck pulling a flatbed trailer was headed southbound when a Geauga County Board of Disabilities van headed northbound crashed into it head-on. 5 people in that van died. 2 others in the van and the semi-driver were taken to the hospital. One witness said the bang sounded like a gunshot.
So I just thought somebody was hunting or something was going on and went back to work. And then all of a sudden there was every ambulance and fire truck from anywhere I could think of.
Now, Ohio State Patrol tells me that the 3 people hospitalized here at Geauga are going to be fine. They're in stable condition right now. Meantime, they're still working to identify the deceased victims of the crash, and they said they won't reveal their identities until all of their families have been notified, and that could come as early as tomorrow morning. Now, coming up at 6, we're going to hear from a 911 caller. Part of the 911 call he witnessed the crash, and he saw those people trapped in that wreckage, Betsy. That's coming up at 6.
All right, January, thank you.
Well, switching gears now to the Browns, and it wasn't pretty. In fact, it was ugly. It was boring. It was unspectacular. It was tough to watch most of the way, actually. But the bottom line is it's a victory.
They're going to direct snap the ball to Jarvis Landry. Landry's going to roll to the left. He's looking. He's coming, and he's going to run. 10, 5. He's driving in. Touchdown! Jarvis Landry. Mayfield under center. First down and goal. Baker takes the snap. Bootlegs it out to the left. Chubb's wide open. Caught it. Touchdown! Nick Chubb. A beautiful play. And the Browns are over 500 again as they go to 6 wins and 5 losses on the season. And we'll play Sunday Night Football coming up next week in Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium.
Yes, we will, and that is a big one. So there you have it. I double-checked with the league. This does count as a victory. So
good.
we can celebrate. It actually counts.
This is a victory Monday.
I know that it doesn't feel great, but go ask the Titans and ask the Bills how they feel today after they were blown out yesterday by teams they were heavily favored to win. That's the NFL these days. It's week to week, and you never know what's going to happen. Why does it still feel kind of icky? I guess that's because Baker wasn't great, didn't talk to the media afterwards, and that has a lot of people talking today.
Yeah, Big Sue was watching the game yesterday. She was on pins and needles, on edge.
Like all of us.
She let a few words fly, too. It was a little interesting in there for a little bit. She was very disappointed, but a win is a win is a win.
Yeah.
So here's Nick Camino.
And we've always said, I've always felt that. A win is a win is a win.
Yes.
Yesterday, that felt tested because the Browns did get a victory. I mean, it was nice. They're 6-5, and now you can kind of forget about that. But yes, everybody is now talking about Baker Mayfield not talking with the media yesterday. He's clearly unhappy. He was walking off the field. He looked upset. Then he doesn't talk to the media after the game. Yeah, I mean, look at these hits that he's taking. It's just crazy. Now, I do want to share this with you guys. According to the NFL media policy, players must be available to the media following every game and regularly during the practice week. Baker did not. He chose not to. So clearly the Browns quarterback, he's banged up. He's frustrated. Met with the media today on a Zoom call, and he was asked about some Browns fans yesterday that were booing him down at the stadium, his performance on the field. Here's what Baker had to say to those people.
Those are probably the same fans that won't be quiet while we're on offense and trying to operate, so don't really care. My guys know that all I care about is winning, but I'm going to be frustrated if I do stuff to make it harder on us. And I did yesterday, and that's just flat out where it was. But I'm never going to take winning for granted. That's something that's very hard to do in this league. And it's hadn't been a very common thing around here for a long time. So I'm just frustrated with how I played, and that's how I've always been. They know.
All right, so I mean, Baker's saying, listen, he was more just frustrated at the way he was playing. I do believe that in a way, but I think hearing the hometown fans boo you is never fun either. So, I mean, there's frustration there. How do you cure that? Go win in Baltimore on Sunday. But right now, you're right, guys, and Jay mentioned it too. I mean, you got a victory. It doesn't really feel like a victory right now, which is strange because you're 6-5, and you know, not long ago was 1-31. So I think if you step back a little bit and you say to yourself, okay, we got a winning football team here, trying to get back to the playoffs. AFC North is pretty tight.
Yeah. Let's
kind of step back and enjoy this a little bit. It's been tough.
One of the things that a lot of fans, too, had a problem with was Baker didn't spend any time on the field after the game shaking his opponent's hand.
Oh.
And that is a bad look. It just is. There's no other way to say it. I understand that you're frustrated. Which NFL player has left the field after a loss and not felt frustration?
That's right.
But you have to remember sportsmanship. Kids are watching. You're setting an example. Shake the other team's hand. You won.
Yeah,
Shake their hand.
I believe him that he's frustrated himself.
I get that part.
Well, no, I mean, if you're the starting quarterback of a team, though, you need to talk to the media after the game.
I understand that, but I also understand if you think you're going to say something that will make things worse, take the fine and don't talk. It'll be okay. I know other media members will look at me and say, no, they have an obligation. If you're going to say something stupid, and he felt like he even said today, I felt like I could have said something I would regret. You have an opportunity to not do that, so he at least avoided that deadly curve.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking Betsy Kling in 2016 would have been appalled that we were even having this conversation.
Sure.
That the win wasn't an awesome win.
Right?
Think
Yeah.
2016,
I'm with
everybody,
ya.
all right?
I'm with ya.
Let's
Enjoy
pump
it.
the brakes
6
a
and
little
5,
bit.
and on to the Ravens.
Yeah.
And it's a tight race right now.
It is.
Let's
I
go.
mean, they're in last place, but they're 2 games out of first place.
Bingo.
So it's very, very close. The Browns and Ravens tangle on Sunday Night Football. Of course, you'll watch it right here on Channel 3.
And coverage starts with Football Night in America at 7. Kickoff is at 8:20.
Now on your feet at 5, the holiday travel rush is officially here. Millions of travelers are expected to flood America's airports and roads over the next week. Here in Cleveland, airport officials are forecasting a record number of passengers. Brandon Simmons has been on this story all day, joins us live now from the airport with some info to make sure your trip doesn't get delayed. Brandon, good evening to you.
Yeah, hi, Jay. I just want to let you know, so far this year looks a lot different than last year already. You can see a little bit of a line here at TSA right now. A lot of people just eager to get back to traveling, especially after being cooped up for most of last year due to the pandemic. Now here at Cleveland Hopkins Airport over the weekend, they already saw more passengers than at the same time in 2019, which was a record year for the airport. And they're forecasting an 80% increase over travel numbers last year, which was during the pandemic. So clearly things are starting to get back to normal. Now airlines that had problems over the last few months, like Southwest, American, and Spirit, say they are prepared for the holiday rush. And locally, TSA says they're staffed up as well and prepared to get people through the lines quickly, although you may see some slowdowns during peak times, which now may be one of those right now behind me. Now this year, if you don't pack anything else, they say you should be sure to pack your patience.
I know everyone is just trying to get where they're trying to go. We want to get you there safely. And if you come in with the right attitude, give everyone a little space, I think it'll make the experience a lot better for you and for everyone else.
And it's not just airports that will be busy. Highways will be busy too, with more than 90% of travelers expected to hit the road instead of the skies for the holidays. AAA is predicting Wednesday and Sunday during the afternoon and evenings will likely be the most busy times. Now, ODOT is also suspending road work during the holidays to make sure that as many lanes are open as possible when you do go to hit the road. Now, across the country, again, back at airports, we're looking to see 2 million passengers each day traveling over this holiday period. And while it may not be busy at the lines where TSA is staffed up here in Cleveland, at some of the busier airports, you may see some problems. So you have to think about that when you're headed back, plan accordingly, make sure you get there early. And no matter what airport you go to, do remember you have to wear a mask, just like we have on right now.
Absolutely. So, Brandon, what's the best way to make sure you get to where you're going without any hiccups?
Well, the big thing you want to do is check often all of the apps, all of the resources that you can to make sure you get there on time. So ODOT here in Ohio has the OGO app, so you can check traffic, things like that. Of course, your favorite Maps apps will probably have that as well. But you also want to visit clevelandairport.com. There you can see in advance how many parking spaces are available. You can also check out the TSA wait lines ahead of time. And of course, be sure to check with your airline as well to see if they're delayed at all.
All right, Brandon Simmons live from Hopkins. Brandon, thanks.
Well, we shift now to more off-field news about the Cleveland Guardians baseball team. The deal to keep the ball club in town for at least another 13 years is rounding home.
Yep.
Well, actually third.
Rounding third, heading home. Mark Namick explains what's at stake for the team and taxpayers ahead of a big vote tonight.
Yeah, it's more important than the name change to keeping this team here. The future of baseball really comes down to this massive renovation of Progressive Field, tied to the lease extension that will keep the Guardians playing here through 2036. Now, the Guardians of tax dollars, Cleveland City Council, is set to vote tonight on its $177 million contribution towards the $435 million price tag to update the ballpark. During a final hearing before council today, a team representative made the case for why it's worth public investment. The team, like a good team, sticking to the numbers.
You know, having a ballpark in downtown Cleveland is a magnet of economic activity to the area. We host 81 games a year. Many of these occur during the core summer entertainment months, drawing 1.7 million visitors from outside Cleveland to the city center. While they visit, these guests provide a substantial cash infusion, with fans patronizing local pubs, restaurants, hotels, and more. The ballpark has helped stimulate the multi-billion-dollar renaissance of downtown Cleveland and the Gateway neighborhood.
The team is kicking in $150 million towards the price tag and argues the renovation is cheaper than building a new stadium. Geauga County has already agreed to kick in $138 million, making tonight's council vote the final hurdle. And the new lease would kick in January and keep them here through 2036.
Okay, so 13-year lease is on the table. Is there any talk about an even longer lease potentially?
Yes, in this lease deal there are options, but it really is the Guardians, almost said the Indians, who hold the keys on that. There would be 2 5-year potential extensions.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Mark.
Sure.
Well, still ahead for us here on What's New. Are men with beards better with their finances than clean-shaven men? Considering I have a clean-shaven man and a man with a beard sitting next to me on either side, this is a very precarious spot to be in right now. We have some fascinating results on a new opinion survey straight ahead.
I haven't noticed my finances getting any better over the last month. So I don't know that there's anything to that. Plus, what could possibly bring former supergroups New Edition and New Kids on the Block to share the same stage? We'll explain all of that ahead in Pop Break.
And of course, we're keeping a very close eye on the forecast for the week because there's so many people doing some traveling. But for now, it's just chilly. We have partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 30s through the evening, wind chills in the 20s. Where do we go from here? There is a lot to come in your week ahead as far as the weather goes. I'll tell you about it next. It is Money Monday here, and today we are talking about beards. So, Jay, you may want to listen up on this. According to a new survey from LendingTree, 48% of Americans believe men with beards or mustaches are more responsible with their money. Experts say Americans have associated beards with wisdom for a long time. Now, while bearded men technically didn't beat out their clean-shaven counterparts in the overall opinion pool, 75% of them think they are better with money. That's compared to 17% of clean-shaven men who said the same thing. I just call balderdash all over that, but that's okay. It's fun to talk about.
My takeaway is bearded men are a lot more confident.
I think maybe they have more time to look at their finances because they're not shaving and dealing with all that.
See, it's not like a societal opinion.
Right.
It's men with beards think they're better with clean-shaven men, 75%. And clean-shaven men are like, yeah, 17% of us think we're better with finances.
We're manly men, no matter what.
I don't know. I have to say, my finances really haven't changed much since I stopped shaving and growing this no-shave November beard.
Aren't you saving money on razors, though?
You know, I guess that's true.
Look at this, the difference, day 1 to day 12.
Yeah, day 1 there on the left, you can just see a very small amount of growth. That was after about 3 days of not shaving. And then that picture on the right there was today, just before the show. So you can see it's very Santa Claus-esque.
It is so not Santa Claus.
It's white.
It's like summer Santa Claus.
It's about a year from being Santa Claus,
Yeah.
but our producer Mo really wanted to run an update, so there you go. And then she said, I'm trying to figure out who you most resemble.
The most interesting man in the world.
Yes, she said to me, she said, you really look like the guy from the Dos Equis commercials.
Absolutely.
That's him on the right. I'm not quite sure how the George Clooney thing got in there. There's Santa Claus, bottom left. And then I'm hearing this a lot, Brett Favre there on the right.
Favre.
Yeah, but I have to say, it does resemble the most interesting man in the world's beard a little bit. You know, it's got that quality to it. I once, for Halloween, went as the most interesting man in the world on air. I did a 2-hour live show at ESPN in a tuxedo and holding a Dos Equis bottle. And anytime somebody would say something on the debate desk that I didn't really agree with, I would say,
a shot?
I don't drink beer often,
Yeah.
but when I do, I drink Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friend.
What is the matter with this guy?
Oh, you can vote on which one I most closely resemble. It's on our 3 What's New Facebook page. Now, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Dave Chudowski, who's also not shaving on the morning show.
Totally.
I mean, are you kidding me?
This is Jimmy's argument constantly. He always
separated
says they
at birth.
just look so much alike.
Especially with the growth there. Now, I should point out, on the left is head coach Ryan Day of the Buckeyes. That's 1 day growth for him. And on the right is Dave, and that's about 2 or 3 weeks growth. Dave is not growing his beard at the same rate that Ryan Day does. But man, they look like twin brothers.
They definitely do.
It's pretty crazy. It's all for a good cause, too. All the money, there's a couple of police divisions here in Cleveland that are raising money through No Shave November. It all goes for a Special Wish Cleveland. If you want to donate, you can help the cause. It's under the 3 News tab. All the money goes towards granting a kid's wish, battling a life-threatening disease. We have the link. It's up on our website and on the 3 What's New Facebook page. And by the way, if you're not a member of that 3 What's New Facebook page, we encourage and welcome all to come along.
We'd love to have you.
Be nice. Keep it kind. There's enough madness and craziness out there in the world. We don't throw darts at one another in that room.
One of the most commonly asked questions recently, where is Matt Wentz? Okay, Matt has been on vacation.
Yeah.
Matt has today off. Matt has tomorrow off. And then Matt is doing mornings the rest of the week.
Ooh, is he really?
So be advised, okay? A little switcheroo because of holidays. We have vacation schedules we're trying to accommodate. So it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune or Wheel of Weathercasters, if you will, because there's a whole lot of shifting going on. So just be patient, everybody. We're all still here, I promise. We haven't heave-hoed anybody. Temperatures in the 30s right now. We're going to fade back into the 20s for the start of the day tomorrow. It is cold out there, friends, and the wind makes it feel even colder. But we are getting partly cloudy skies right now, and we will stay partly cloudy as we go through the evening. Temperatures currently are in the low 30s, but it feels like it's in the 20s, and that's because of the wind that we have had today. That wind off the lake is stirring up a few flurries and light snow showers. We'll continue to have these on and off downwind of the lake as we go through the night tonight. You can see it's not really a huge amount of snow that is falling, but we are anticipating seeing these partly cloudy skies continue. Farther south and west, Mansfield, Worcester, over toward the Norwalk area, you're going to be even colder, probably low to mid-20s to begin the day tomorrow. The bulk of the lake effect snow is off to the north of us. The winds are kind of going in that direction, but the bigger picture shows this big dip happening here. That's the leading edge of the cold air that invaded, and that's why we are so chilly right now. This is going to start to shift as we go through the week ahead. Here's your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. Temperatures in the 20s and low 30s to begin the day tomorrow. It's going to be a cold start. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies west. We're going to go with partly cloudy skies with a few flurries lingering east to start the day. By noon, we should really start to see rapidly improving conditions, and temperatures tomorrow will make it into the upper 30s thanks to some sunshine. But then we are set for tomorrow night to have another chilly night as the temperatures dip back into the 20s to begin the day on Wednesday. How much snow is coming? Don't get excited. It might not even add up to a dusting. Barely even registering on the accumulation side of things. Big picture, check this out. Here's our next storm system. It's going to be just to the west of us on Wednesday. We're going to dive into the Thanksgiving holiday forecast coming up in our second half hour of What's New. Here's your Union Home Mortgage forecast. Upper 30s tomorrow, near 50 for Wednesday and Thursday. Note the rain on Thursday. Note the snow on Friday. Very festive Black Friday for us. We will get a break on Saturday, but temperatures stay on the cool side as we start next week, too. We'll be right back.
Hi, Matt. How are you doing? Pretty good. Okay, thank you.
Celebrities reunited for one of music's biggest nights. The American Music Awards took center stage at the Microsoft Center in LA last night. This was a big deal because last year, wasn't really that big a deal.
It wasn't, but our entertainment reporter Kiera Cotton has the biggest highlights in today's Pop Break.
Hip-hop artist Cardi B was the hostess with the mostest, serving up multiple looks live from Los Angeles at the 2021 American Music Awards last night. And she didn't skimp out on drama, flair, or even jokes for that matter.
My hometown is the Bronx, the best place to vacation.
She even invited JoJo Siwa to her house for Christmas during her opening monologue. But let's get into the actual show, the awards and performances. Cleveland's own Machine Gun Kelly had the perfect date with his daughter Cassie. The two walked the red carpet together before he picked up the win for Favorite Rock Artist. Taylor Swift, in her album Evermore, took home the award for Favorite Pop Album. Driver's License singer Olivia Rodrigo took home the win for New Artist of the Year. And Jennifer Lopez had us all hearing wedding bells with a performance of her song On My Way from the soundtrack from her upcoming movie Marry Me. But it was all about K-pop group BTS, who was the big winner of the night. With 2 live performances, they took home wins for Favorite Pop Group, Favorite Pop Song, and Artist of the Year. But the moment that everyone is still talking about today is the Battle of Boston. New Edition and New Kids on the Block share the stage for the first time ever. The famous boy bands went back and forth with their hit songs, The Right Stuff, Candy Girl, Step by Step, and even Mr. Telephone Man. Both groups showed off their dance moves, but despite it being dubbed as a battle, it felt more like a brotherhood.
All in all, the show was entertaining, and in addition to hosting, Cardi B also picked up the win for Best Hip Hop Song for her hit, Up.
Wow.
It's just to see those two guys, the two groups together on the stage, man, it's like flashback to high school and junior high.
It really is. It takes you back many years, but it was well received by even the kiddies that one, which kind of surprised me because I thought most of them would be saying, wait, who are these guys? But I was surprised by a lot of the comments on social. They get it.
Yeah, right.
They get it.
BTS, meanwhile, is looking over their shoulder like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, there's a
the
video.
old guys are doing what we're doing.
There's a video on social media. It's so cute. The BTS is standing behind them, like background dancing.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I love
Very
it.
nice. Yeah, pretty cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Kira.
Sure thing.
All right, coming up in the second half hour of What's New, Baker booed by Browns fans. He says he doesn't care. Nick Camino's back. He's going to talk more about the Browns' win yesterday.
Plus, Mike Polk Jr. with his usual Monday commentary on this Browns win that he says it really may not feel like a Browns win. But we're looking forward to his thoughts.
Then we're ready to give away more money in Giant Eagle gift cards. There she is, tonight's contestant who will try to cash in on $1,000 worth of Giant Eagle products. All she has to do is answer one question correctly. That and details on how you can get on the winning when What's New comes right back.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Here are 3 things you need to know now at 5:30. According to the Highway Patrol, a Cuyahoga County Board of Disabilities van was involved in a deadly head-on crash in Geauga County. The driver and 4 passengers in the van were killed. 2 additional passengers in the van were hospitalized, as well as the driver of the other vehicle, commercial tractor, who was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. This happened in Newbury Township late this morning on State Route 44 near Pekin Road. The investigation is still ongoing.
The holiday travel season has begun, and in Cleveland, airport officials are forecasting a record number of passengers at Hopkins Airport. In fact, the airport says over the weekend it had more passengers in their weekend before Thanksgiving this year than they did pre-pandemic in 2019. They're also forecasting an 80% increase over last year's travelers. TSA in Cleveland says it's staffed and prepared to get people through security lines as quickly as possible, although things could slow down during peak times. Experts also believe the highways will be packed as well. ODOT is suspending road work to make sure as many lanes are open as possible.
Well, tonight, the Cleveland City Council will vote on whether or not to approve the new Progressive Field deal. Council will vote on whether it will contribute $177 million toward the $435 million deal, which would keep the team here for at least the next 13 years. The team is kicking in $150 million, and the county agreed to $138 million. We will be keeping a close eye on that and give you an update tonight on what's next for sure. With that, we welcome you back to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling alongside Jay Crawford.
You know, we either call them Therapy Mondays or Victory Mondays, depending on what happens on the field.
Might be kind of a both.
It does kind of feel that way. It really does. And I said this in the first half hour, but, you know, compare this to how we felt 2 weeks ago after we were blown out against the New England Patriots. This feels markedly better. We should really take it in because wins are rare, as we learned in 2016 and 2017. Take them when you can get them. And that takes us to our top talker. Browns fans celebrating a Victory Monday after the win against the Lions, but like we said, doesn't really feel like a Victory Monday. The team struggled at home to beat a winless Lions team that won by a field goal. Baker had a rough day. And he's not going to say it, but I will. The guy's dinged up. He's got a bad knee. He's got a bad heel. He's got a bad shoulder. And he didn't play up to his standards, that's for sure, and he'll tell you that. Nonetheless, the Browns are 6-5. That's the bottom line. That's all that matters, and they're still in the hunt for the playoffs. And with that, I can tell you this. Baker was hot after the game. He took off his helmet, flipped the ball to the ref after his last kneel down, left without shaking the other team's hand, didn't talk to the media after the game. We've all lost or not played well, not played as well as we wanted to in games. That's the frustration boiling over. That's where we are.
It's the most Cleveland thing ever to complain about a win. It is. This is the most Cleveland thing ever for sure. All right, but what did Baker have to say about
Well, I mean, listen, and you guys mentioned it. He did not talk to the media yesterday, and that's a big no-no in the NFL. I mean, these players in their contracts and with the collective bargaining agreement between the NFL and the NFLPA, these guys have to make themselves available after a game, especially if you're a quarterback. But the Browns quarterback is clearly upset. I mean, he talked with the media on a Zoom call today because he didn't meet with the media yesterday. But on top of all that, I mean, as Jay said, he's clearly hurt. And he's not going to admit that, but he's got the shoulder injury, the knee, the foot. He's banged up. And I think it's a fair question to ask, is he helping this team and this offense, or is he starting to hamper this team and this offense? I think that's fair game. You know, if you're looking at him, his backup quarterback is Case Keenum. He's the highest paid backup quarterback in the NFL. So next up, you've got the critical showdown against the Baltimore Ravens. You've got 2 with these guys in 3 weeks. And Baker Mayfield, he maintains that he's going to be good to go come Sunday night. He's not worried about the injuries right now.
I do expect to be in better condition than I have in the past weeks. And, you know, like I just said, no major setbacks by any means. You're going to be sore on a Monday. That's just the nature of this game. But, feel good about our plan of attack and everybody being on the same page and where we're at right now. So I feel positive about everything that we're doing.
Can I just say that I'm not trying to start a quarterback controversy here or anything else? Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, he's the number 1 quarterback. I get it. And the whole thing is, if he's healthy enough to play, he should be playing. Okay.
Yep.
But is he healthy enough to be playing?
That is my
right?
thing.
Yeah, that's a
There's
fair
a point
discussion.
where somebody has to say, Baker, we get it.
Yes.
You're tough. We appreciate
Sure.
you. You're a rock star.
Yes.
It's great. He's becoming a distraction, I
Well,
think.
I'm worried about it. I mean, listen, none of us are going to sit here and tell you that Case Keenum is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. We're not doing that here. But you're paying this guy $4 million to be your backup quarterback. Yeah. I feel like you could have sat Baker yesterday, rest up. Keenum helped you beat the Broncos earlier this year. He's a serviceable veteran quarterback. And then you get Baker healthier for the Ravens game. That's just me. I'm not causing controversy.
You're right, but if you don't win that game, your season's over. And,
I get that.
I think the fair question to ask is, Baker in this condition better than Case Keenum? And Baker is not prepared to answer that question.
That was a question. That's a question.
Yeah.
You said. Okay.
He's always going to answer yes. I thought, watching the game yesterday, it felt like I was watching a prize fight where the fighter was on his heels and you're waiting for his manager to throw the towel in the ring. And the manager wasn't even holding the towel.
Didn't even happen.
And they keep saying he's healthy enough to play. But is he?
Well, sometimes the coach has to make that decision.
Watching him get up yesterday was rough. I was like, that's it. This has got to be the last one.
Don't question his toughness, though. He's the toughest guy I've seen.
Great. He's tough. Great. He's tough.
That doesn't win you football.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, you know who else has some thoughts on last night's disastrous win? Well, of course, Mike Polk Jr. does. So, Mike, take it away.
Following yesterday's 13-10 victory over the hapless Lions, Coach Stefanski said there's no such thing as an ugly win. But even if we accept that logic and allow that because it was a victory, it cannot by definition be considered ugly, can we at least agree that no one would be fighting to take yesterday's win to the prom? That was not a relaxing viewing experience from a Browns fan's perspective, and I don't feel like it had to be that harrowing. The good news is that the Browns defense rebounded nicely after getting destroyed last week in New England. But while Denzel Ward and Malcolm Smith both had nice interceptions, to be fair, the real MVP for our defense was Lions backup quarterback Tim Boyle, enjoying his first NFL start and playing very much like it. He was quite bad. I'll just say it, I don't think it made sense to start Baker yesterday. Let's put all this together. You know that you're playing against the winless Detroit Lions and that they are very, very bad. You know that your quarterback is dealing with a variety of injuries that are clearly affecting his mobility and ability in the game. You have one of the highest paid backup QBs in the league in Case Keenum, someone who has already proven himself this year by starting and winning a game against the Broncos, a much better team than the Lions, who are very bad. So why start Baker yesterday? Well, there's a lot of talk of toughness. Baker's tough for sticking it out and wanting to be out there, and that's admirable and unsurprising. We get it. Baker is tough. It's one of the things that we love about him. But there are different kinds of toughness. It takes physical toughness to play through multiple injuries in the NFL, no doubt. But it takes intellectual and emotional toughness to be able to say to oneself, even if I physically can play, maybe the best thing for the team is for me to take a step back and heal up for a week so as to put us in a better position for the rest of the season. But that was not the ultimate decision, and Baker played hobbled. This even resulted in hearing some Browns fans actually booing Baker a few times. First, let's talk about that. Browns fans, don't do that. Come on, I get that you're upset how they're playing, plus you're full of Miller Lite and White Claws, and you feel the need to express your displeasure, fine. But don't boo the guy who is playing injured, who also happens to be the first quarterback to win a playoff game for your team in about 30 years. Relax. So in case I haven't been clear, I don't think Baker should have started yesterday. Not because Case Keenum is a better quarterback than Baker, but because I think he would have been the better quarterback yesterday, because Baker's body is ravaged. And he left yesterday's game even more beat up than he went into it. That wasn't necessary. But I don't blame Baker for playing when he probably shouldn't be. Ultimately, my gripe is with Coach Stefanski, because he's supposed to be the grown-up who makes the call to tell his quarterback he's not going to start even if he wants to start for the good of the team. Of course, all of this would be so much worse if we lost that game yesterday, which we almost assuredly would have under similar circumstances 3 or 4 years ago, so I can't be too upset about how that went down. So I will honor Coach Stefanski's wishes, and I won't refer to what I saw yesterday as ugly, but I certainly won't be rewatching that one for fun anytime soon. Now go heal up, players and fans, because a double shot of the Ratbirds now awaits us. Go Browns.
Yeah.
You heard in my voice, I was just like, go Browns.
I'm exhausted. You sounded exhausted.
Yeah.
You sounded like Baker looks.
Yeah, I do. It reminded me of a scene from, neither of you seen this because you guys aren't nerds, but Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah. There's this scene featuring the Black Knight. He keeps getting his arms cut off, and he's just like, I'm coming back for more. Then he cut off his leg, and he finally has just a stump, and he's like just trying to bite at the guy. That's what I feel like Baker's doing right now. Sometimes you have to say, just stay down. You know what I mean? Like, you're injured. You've just got to you got to let yourself heal up. You know.
I liked your line about the adult in the room. It's what we were just talking about with Nick.
Right.
don't ask the player. The player's always going to say, I feel great. I can carry this team to victory.
Right.
No, you can't. That's the coach's job.
This is the guy who planted the flag right there. That's his energy all the time. And the coach would say, well, he says he's good to go. The trainer said that technically his body is still together. You know what I mean? So I guess get the heck out
there.
there.
Extra tape on there.
Yeah, or you go lie down. You've earned a week off. It's the Lions. But we won. I'll take the win. Like you said, many years ago, or not even that many years ago, 3 years ago, how much would we be happy to be at this point right now?
That's the thing.
That's right.
Yeah, so.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
No problem. Thank you.
Always good stuff. The Browns and Ravens Sunday Night Football. This is kind of big. You can see it right here on Channel 3 and NBC. Coverage starts with Football Night in America. That's at 7 o'clock. That game kicks off at 8:20. So next Sunday night at about 11:45, we'll have a real good idea of where the Browns stand. Next on What's New, you may have missed it with all the NFL action yesterday, but LeBron James was in the middle of a serious
This
dust-up.
is crazy.
This went off the rails in a major way.
Whoa.
What in the world happened? Details coming up in Clicking in Cleveland.
And then we are trying to give away $1,000 in Giant Eagle gift cards tonight. The question and answer in today's contest, plus details on how you can still get involved in the winning, is coming up. It is 5:44 in the CLE, and y'all, it is chilly outside. Temperatures are definitely on the cold side. We got a little lake effect snow going on right now. That continues as we head into the overnight hours, but we have rain that is setting up for our Thanksgiving Day holiday, and then Black Friday right now with a blast of cold air coming in. It's going to change it all over to snow. Festive. That's the word for Friday, festive. Temperatures are currently in the low and mid 30s, but the wind chills are in the 20s. And there's a look at where that lake effect snow is coming down. Primary snowbelt areas probably just flurries at best at this point. We are not anticipating accumulating snow out of this. If we did, it would be kind of a splotchy ground cover, if anything. But for the most part, it's partly cloudy areas west and south. That's where our coldest temperatures will be tomorrow morning, likely in the low to mid-20s to get the day going. All of this is in this area where we've got this cold air that has been moving south over the last 24 hours. A really chilly day yesterday, a really chilly day today, but things are going to start to flip on us as we head through the next 48 hours. Here's your National Designer hour-by-hour forecast. Upper 30s for your day tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies will be the rule. The temperatures will be cool to begin, upper 20s and low 30s, but by early afternoon we should hold into the upper 40s, and I think we'll start the slide from there. Here's where that cold air is, and remember those clouds were going right on the southern periphery of this little bubble of cold air. Watch what happens though as we go through the week ahead. We're going to see a big intrusion of warm air into the Plains states. Anytime you see a kink like this, that is a sign of a developing storm system. This storm system is going to come together in the lee of the Rockies, and it will have a big punch of very cold air coming behind it. And all of it comes together over Ohio, as usual. So first we get the rain on Thursday, and then that cold air settles in on Friday, and we will have some snow around on Friday. How much snow? You tell me. No, I'm kidding. No, we're probably going to be getting some light accumulations across the area, but this would be primed then for some lake effect on top of that. So it does look like something we are going to have to keep an eye on. Here's your holiday travel forecast. This is specific to Wednesday. No major storm systems yet. Remember, that storm system comes together for Thursday, and that's going to be a little closer to home. West Coast, very normal type of weather with partly cloudy skies, 60s on the West Coast. Clouds in the central part of the U.S. and on the East Coast, they're expecting temperatures to be in the 40s, but a lot of sunshine going on. Here in your Union Home Mortgage forecast, we're up near 50 for the day Wednesday here with clouds on the increase. There's a look at the rain showers for Thursday. It'll be snowy on Friday. Now, I say snowy, it kind of sounds like Snowmageddon, but that is not the case. It'll be just kind of scattered snow showers and flurries. We'll clear that out for Saturday. Another little batch of snow coming in on Sunday. And then Monday right now, we're looking mostly cloudy and 41. Pretty typical.
All right, yeah, it's that time of year. It is also that time of the show, time we're going to give a viewer a chance to win My Perks from Giant Eagle. Today, Betsy, the pot is up to $1,000 in My Perks. That's because the viewer this morning on Go did not get the correct answer.
That's right. Okay, so let's turn to Alexia Hafler in Massillon, who is in the hot seat this evening. Alexia, thank you so much for playing along with us. It's getting dark out there. I can see it's definitely a different lighting scenario that we had at the top of the show. But what are you going to do with all those perks if you get to win?
Take them with my mom and go shopping, grocery shopping for the holidays, and stock up.
There you go. That's a good plan.
Well.
Hey, with prices on the rise,
yeah,
it's all going to help. Okay, here we go. Here's your question, Alexia. The first Thanksgiving celebration lasted how long? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days?
3 days.
Wow, she is smart, and she is $1,000 in My Perks richer.
Your freezer's going to be stocked, girlfriend. Yes, go prime rib.
Now, was that just a shot in the dark guess, or did you know that?
It was just a guess.
Rather be lucky than good.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to you, Alexia. We thank you so much for watching and for playing along with us, and have fun shopping. Always good. You can go get those fancy soaps. They have the fancy soaps there that,
wow.
They're really good, actually.
Okay.
All right, next on What's New. What had LeBron James backpedaling and then getting ejected from last night's game with the Pistons? This was crazy. It was a huge dust-up, and we have it all for you next in Clicking in Cleveland.
Okay, mic check. What's cooking in Cleveland is the Detroit drama in the NBA.
All right, it's time now to see what's clicking in Cleveland, and for that we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Hi there, Stephanie. Happy Victory Monday to you.
Hi, Betsy. Happy Victory Monday. Yes, we have some more Detroit drama, though. It extended beyond football yesterday, and it was involving LeBron James. James got tangled up with Detroit's Isaiah Stewart and drew a lot of blood on Stewart's face. This was in the second half of last night's Lakers-Pistons game. Here's the aftermath. The two are really going after each other here. Stewart is clearly livid. We see him here being held back by his teammates. Both of them ended up getting ejected from the game. That's before the Lakers won with the score of 121-116. Now, Ohio State University is piloting a new program to help students graduate from college without loan debt. Next year, 125 students will enroll in the Scarlet and Gray Advantage program with access to a series of increased scholarships, grants, and paid internships. OSU President Christina Johnson says right now, just under half of OSU students graduate with an average of about $27,000 in student loan debt. So, once fully implemented, this program will make a big difference to a lot of new college graduates. And two soon-to-be high school graduates from Stark County will perform on national television this week in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Fairless High School seniors Jacob Lyon and Brock Frinko have been selected to play in the Macy's Great American Marching Band. They just got to New York over the weekend, and their call time is 1:30 a.m. on Thursday. That's an early day, but we will be able to watch them right here on Channel 3 on Thanksgiving morning in that parade. And Jay and Betsy, it was their band director that encouraged them to do this. They are two of only 185 people in this marching band. It's a huge honor.
That is a great thing. They get to go to the big city and be on TV.
Here's what I would do. I wouldn't go to sleep.
Oh, no.
You're in New York City. I mean, if your call time is 1:30, what are you going to go to bed at, like 6 in the afternoon the day before? So just, you're in New York, the city never sleeps. Live it up and take in the sights and sounds. That's a lot of fun.
They're high school kids, and
they can do it.
They're going to need a chaperone, and there's some other things may need to happen.
The excitement will get them up.
I think they can do it. They're young. They can do it. Soldier through. Okay, thanks, Steph. Up next, one country music performer leaves behind a nice gift after his performance in Northeast Ohio. We have the details. That's coming up next in Show Us Something Good.
Al, testing 1, how are you? Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Russ Mitchell. I'm Lena Lai. Tonight our top 3 stories.
Yes, I am. Mike check Monica, vaccine protection starting to go down.
Internally and externally. Hey, Al, I'm here. You got me? Good. But yeah, thanks. We'll see you.
Hey, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are you today? This is Brandon's microphone from the airport.
Hello, how are you? Thanks, darling. Yeah. Now, oh, Jesus, cold. Now, OSP says.
But I'm not myself, the night you're gone, there ain't no way I'm moving on. I'm not afraid to need you back. Sometimes
Country fans who know his music, now Kane Brown is making a difference here in Northeast Ohio. Yesterday, he stopped by the Boys and Girls Club on Broadway Avenue in Cleveland before his concert at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Yeah, he announced that he's paying for the gym to be renovated. That includes a brand new floor for the gym, as well as audio and electrical work, backboards, bleachers, paint, and a new scoreboard.
There's no telling where I would have been staying out of trouble if I didn't have sports. So I love basketball, and we get to give these kids a new gym today, and I think it's amazing, and I hope they love it.
Now, Brown will be back in February. That's when he plans to reopen the gym. He's going to be in Cleveland in February because a lot of other celebrities will be at that time, too. That is the NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, you got a lot of work to do. That's going to be really fun to see that big unveiling.
Yep, should be cool. We're out of time, but back tomorrow at 5, and you have an invitation to join us then.
What Matters Most with Russ and Lena starts right now.
Now at 6, speaking out. Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield does not hold back after skipping out on Sunday's post-game news conference. Nick Camino breaks down the tension within the Browns as the team looks ahead to next Sunday night and the Ravens. Also, parade tragedy.
We actually had a squad and barricades up, and he drove right through the barricades and the officers.
New information tonight from police on the driver who they say plowed into a holiday parade in Wisconsin, leaving several dead. Ready, set, travel.
We at AAA are actually projecting travel figures to be at